They come from the north as trees lose their leaves, carried on cold fronts that ease their long flights. Trumpeter swans, strong and graceful, can use all the help they can get. They're giants among birds, the largest weighing up to 38 pounds with wingspans more than 10 feet wide. Tailwinds help to push them through the sky. Watching trumpeter swans is a breathtaking sight, especially since they are still among the rarest waterfowl in North America. Faced with extinction in the 1930s, when only about 70 birds remained in the interior U.S., a colony of several thousand was found on the Copper River in Alaska. Some of these swans were caught and relocated to protected breeding sites on the mainland, and combined with intensive conservation efforts, trumpeters made a gradual comeback. Now, around 50,000 trumpeters exist, resuming their historic American migration patterns. Normally breeding from northern states to the Arctic Circle, trumpeter swans winter near open waters where aquatic vegetation and waste grain are abundant. They seldom stray farther south than Kansas, except in the coldest years. Recently, some wintering trumpeters have adopted Les Bluffs National Wildlife Refuge just north of Kansas City as winter headquarters. This area provides great viewing opportunities for the species. Trumpeter swans sometimes overlap with their smaller cousins, tundra swans. These winter farther south, but sometimes use the same migration routes. When seen together, tundras are noticeably smaller than trumpeters. The best distinguishing mark for these similar birds, though not always accurate, is found at the base of the bill. Trumpeter swans have all black bills. Tundras usually have yellow spots at the bill base, though this can be hard to see at a distance. Voice is also an identifier. Trumpeter swans have deeper, more resonant calls. Tundras have a high-pitched whistling quality to their voices. Adult trumpeters are snowy white with long necks. Juveniles are gray with pinkish bills and legs. They're poor walkers, but they do fly into dry land harvested crop fields to eat high-energy grain. Even so, much of their feeding is done by swimming and probing shallow water for starchy tubers, roots, and leaves of marshland plants. The swans may dig with their large feet in bottom mud to expose roots and small aquatic animals. Constantly feeding in muddy water often stains their white necks a reddish brown. Trumpeters usually mate for life, first nesting at 3 to 4 years old and living for several decades. They nest on the ground or on muskrat mounds, usually laying 4 to 6 eggs. Parents are quite protective the first year, and each family normally stays to itself until migration time. Then swan families consolidate into larger groups numbering dozens or even hundreds. Young adult trumpeters remain unmated for several years. Unpaired subadult males sometimes engage in noisy, beautiful dances to show off among themselves and for the ladies. Due to their size, trumpeter swans need open pools up to 100 yards long for takeoff. They sound like galloping horses as they race across the water to take wing. They are sensitive to congested waterfowl areas, often growing uneasy when ducks and geese block them in. Normally they move at the first sign of such trouble, but sometimes they get stuck in a traffic jam. This can result in, well, situations when small swan groups search for open seams among the crowd. They may try to go for it while nearby birds in the flight path scramble to get out of the way. The swans may break out of the winged gridlock, or they may have to awkwardly plow back in. When that happens, they're pretty much grounded for the time being. Over time, trumpeter swans have regained secure footing among ranks of North American animals. They are a testimony to the important conservation efforts designed to protect and expand our valuable wildlife resources. May their growing populations always grace the autumn skies of their traditional homes. I'm Mike Blair at the Wild Edge in America's Heartland.